do what we wanted to do. We could move around how we wanted to move. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Bologi Steven.
And I am Genome Steven.
Okay, sir. Okay, so welcome. If this is your first time, I'm super excited to have you here. We're the Stevens and we talk about life, love, relationship, marriage, family, parenting, doing it God's way, and all that good stuff. And if this is not your first time, see you. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So this month we've been on a parenting series. We've talked about why we waited almost 2 years to have our baby. We talked about 1 year of parenting so far. Last week we talked about things that no one told us about parenting. And this week, guys, we're getting candid with you. We're telling you how your Prince Ethan affected our relationship. Yep, I said it because he did. So we're just going to be sharing like how the dynamic of our relationship and marriage has changed since having a baby. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it. Okay. Okay, so how has it affected your marriage, sir?
Okay, so the very first thing that Ethan has done is he has taken my wife from me. And for obvious reasons, really, that's the number one thing that has happened. Obviously, he needs to feed a lot more. He needs, and the mother needs to carry him a lot more to feed.
Especially in the early days.
Yeah, especially in the early days, yes. So that's number one thing. Well, before now, it was just both of us, and there was
almost 2 years, man.
There was nobody.
There was nobody.
Yeah.
It was just both of us in the house. We could do what we wanted to do. We could move around how we wanted to move. And all of that, it was like it's just us, right? We had our privacy. We had it was just us.
Yeah.
I could keep something here and come back and meet it there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not right now. In fact, you have to be checking to see where the boy is before you even keep the thing, and be sure that the thing is not harmful, and all of that. But for me, I think one other thing, privacy is a big thing. Like, it really has affected our privacy. And after we had him, we also had family. Somebody moved in to help out in the house and all of that. So that's also affected privacy as well.
Yeah.
And all of that.
I like my space, but
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Because what I wanted to say, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, so I think another thing is it now requires that we be even more intentional about our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because before before Ethan before Ethan, right, we could just say we're going somewhere, we just move, or maybe we feel like, oh, this month we've not really been, whatever it is about ourselves, we've not really spent time or anything like that, we're out. But now we have to be more intentional, more deliberate. Okay, so are we going to call his grandparents and ask for him to be there? Is somebody going to come to the house? Are we going to go with him?
Yeah.
I remember when we won the getaway and we had to go with we won a weekend getaway, guys, and we had to go with a 3-month-old.
That was a real getaway indeed.
It's changed the dynamic.
So we went away with him.
As in, but we've had to be more intentional. I remember that I think earlier when I just started work, there would be time, even before I started work, when my husband comes back from work, for maybe a good 30, 40, maybe even up to an hour, we'll just, if my aunt was around, or the person with us, will just ask that please just hold him, right, and just spend that time being husband and wife, you know. Like, it's just like we can get so caught up in all our conversations is about him. You know, has he eaten? How was he today? Did he poop? Is he okay? Did he cry? Does he have diapers? Does he have wipes? But we found at some point that all our conversations
are centered around age and friends.
So we had to become more intentional about having time where we were Mr. and Mrs. Steven, husband and wife, you know, talking about us, talking about our relationship and all of that.
Yeah, so let me just add to that. For many couples, they will actually slide into that mood. You will catch yourself saying, "No, I need to get out of it," so that you know it. If you are watching this and you've not come into parenting yet, you most likely realized, or you haven't realized exactly. You will most likely come to enter that place, you know, because naturally, especially if it's maybe the first child, your first child, you know, so somehow your life revolves around the child, which is good, but it's also not good. So there needs to be a balance, because you are running now a second aspect of your marriage, which is parenting. But your marriage has not stopped either. Your marriage is still running, and parenting is actually running on the platform of marriage.
Come on now.
So if the marriage itself is abandoned, then there's no platform for parenting to
come on now. That's the whole,
like, effectively run.
That's the whole word, Mr. Steven. Well done, sir. Top 5. I will give you honorarium, but I mean, it's our channel.
Honor it.
So
the man of God.
So before, we could just say, oh, we're having one date night this month. Now, when we're doing our monthly review, we're like, we're having date night on the 23rd, blah 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 blah, and then we'll not have to like tell mommy and daddy, please, oh, we're dropping your grandson extra, oh, you know, and all of that. And then obviously we can't be out too late,
long,
you know, because I mean, your offspring.
Somebody, you need to go and pick. It's your offspring.
It's your offspring. It's not their offspring. And you know, they need to go to bed, and you know, all of that. So let's not. So let me ask you, did disagreements or fights increase? Whether disagreements have increased since having?
Did they really increase? Yeah, it's not like we didn't have disagreements. We obviously had disagreements on a few things, but I don't think it was a lot. I don't think
because of him, or like since he came.
Because of him.
Yeah, but we've had disagreements because of him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, like there are times when
come with disagreement.
Yeah, because there are times when one parent is tired, you know, or the other parent feels like, or let me speak for the mothers, right? You guys let me know in the comments if there are times we don't want to ask for help. We want you to I know how I feel saying this, but I'm still gonna say it. We want you to read our mind. Like, nobody's a mind reader, communicates, you know. But we want you to read our body language. We want you to read our tiredness. We want you to just read, you know, and just do without asking. So I think sometimes it wasn't like it was a lot of friction, but there were times maybe because of that I might snap a bit or respond a little curtly, you know, and all of that. Or maybe somebody is handling the child in a way the other person is not really comfortable with, you know, or just so there were some disagreement, but I don't think they were over the top, like, oh, since Ethan came, we've been doing basketballs. That's
so why do you think that was so? Was there any particular reason?
I don't think.
Or just a matured.
Come on now. As a mature woman. You guys don't rate me. I'm mature. Let me tell you. I don't know. I think that we just continue to run conflict resolution the way we had always run it.
Okay.
Thankfully, nobody like went over the top where I feel like, oh, you're being outrightly, irresponsible, something that, maybe is harmful to the child's health,
Yeah.
or something over the top. Thankfully, nothing like that really happened. So yeah, why do you think, by the way, we should do something on conflict resolution? What do you guys think? Let us know if you want.
I think one other thing for me that I kept reminding myself was that we are both parents to Ethan. I didn't borrow you to parent Ethan.
You really didn't. You didn't hire me.
Neither did you hire me to
If
parent
you
him.
say so.
So when there was something that had to do with Ethan that possibly I didn't like, it was coming from good faith. Not because, and it's just perspective. Nothing out of, like you said, irresponsibility or carelessness. It is perspective. It is just, I'm doing this out of the best of my heart, and possibly I think, this shouldn't have been the best way around it. The bottom line is that she was being the mother. She was being Ethan's mother, whatever the outcome of that action or inaction. So I had that at the back of my mind, knowing that we wanted the best at every point in time for Ethan. So yes, the best sometimes may not look like the best to your spouse sometimes, and it may want to trigger conflict, and those things I didn't allow any of those things to
Most mature.
So even though when there was a trigger, I got that. It's
parenting. Mature. You get it?
Parenting, we are all growing inside this journey.
Okay, so finances. Papa say
Now and then.
Hey.
Now and then. He himself is an economy. Ethan is an economy in the realm of the Stevensville.
Whatever that means. But yeah, it definitely affected.
Absolutely.
Finances.
Absolutely.
Having to plan extra for this person. You're not now. It's not like you didn't have a child in mind before, but your
child was not there after all.
Now you're planning for the immediate needs of, and then you have to strike a balance where you're planning. So Ethan has an account that doesn't get touched, right? Then he has the account for his needs, his daily needs,
his recurrent expenditure.
Do you understand? So like you're splitting, okay, when does this go to this? Your mind is just constantly making sure that all he requires per time is available. So it definitely affected our finance and just made us overall more responsible human beings, because now you're literally responsible for a life.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And all of that. So
yeah.
Did it affect your sex life? The man of God is silent.
Yeah, let's hear from
Ask you now.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously.
How?
Obviously.
How?
Let's never go to that, because if you want to start that, we'll have to go pre-Ethan. So I don't think it's up for conversation.
But like in summary of the disclosable. In summary of the disclosable.
In summary of disclosable, yeah, it affected. Number one is he's demanding on his mother, and so
she's tired more.
She's not always in the.
She's tired more.
She's not always in the mood to.
She's tired more.
So there are times that literally Ethan is with us. Literally.
Me too.
Literally he's with us,
And then
we moved him back to his bed a number of times.
He's gonna be like, he's just gonna
he'll just come back and
you just see somebody's head up on his cot, like, and I'm just like, but let's just keep it there.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do you think about that? What do you want to add
Yeah,
about
because just like you said, like I know that I'm more tired, and then I barely even sleep at night, and because we work during the day, like it's not like we're home like all day all night, so I'm tired, and then he's not sleeping all through the night, and then sometimes he's waking up
frequently through the night?
not just frequently, you understand? You get so yeah, so that's there. So again, there has to also be intentionality even in that part of your marriage. You know, you have to like be intentional. I want to gist you guys about one particular experience, but I fear that if I do, the next time I'm gonna drop my son at my parents. Let's share the grace in fellowship. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, you just have to be more intentional really about sexual part of your life once
Of
the
your
child
marriage.
of your marriage. Once the child
Not of your life, of your marriage.
of your okay, I get you. Of your marriage once the child comes. But I think these are the major areas. If we think of anything else, maybe we'll do a follow-up, or maybe in a few months we will have new experiences to put it. But yeah, that has been it so far. Let us know if you have any comments or questions.
Maybe let me just add one more. I think something else that Ethan did, which was good as well, not so that we don't think that everything Ethan has done is evil or bad.
Actually,
we have cause to laugh, as a result of Ethan. Literally, the
like
guy is
genuinely, we just sit down
I
with
don't know, he's a
ourselves.
clown or something.
Honestly, he does all these things, all these mannerisms, special, and you just literally, genuinely like, many times after work we just stay on like in the room, three of us, and just have some family time, and then like he'll just do something, and we will just look at ourselves and just like burst. So yeah, he's also brought a lot of laughter and joy into our family. Alright guys, there you have it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed and watching this video, please don't do it.
And tell us who you prefer. Who is finer,
Guys, you notice my glasses. Tell me how you see it. Is it fine? Is it a keeper? Let me know. Alright guys, until we come your way, I think we're done with the parenting series, but you never know if something comes up. If you have any questions or areas you want us to talk about, conflict resolution, any other thing in marriage, please let us know and we will do a video on it. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.
Bye guys. What she's trying to say here is that
because I'm obviously not clean up.
Finish your point.
No, continue.
I've lost it.
You will not lose it in Jesus' name.